did.
I've done a lot of things. You're gonna have to be more specific, love.
You can't save me.
Welcome to Fanboy and a Snob. I'm Chad.
I am Chris.
Today we're talking about Last Night in Soho, 2021.
Edgar Wright, starring
Anna?
Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomasin Johansson, I think her name was.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith from The Crown. Others.
But
Chad, why do you think I made you watch this?
Because you have an obsession.
I don't have an obsession. I have an appreciation.
Appreciation?
For beauty. Honestly. Is there anything better looking than her? But besides that, great movie, right?
Yeah, I'm a big Edgar Wright fan. How many movies has he made? He made the 5 movies.
He made a bunch of Sean Penn movies.
He made the 3. Then he made Baby Driver.
Then he made Baby Driver.
And he also did, I think, director work on that show Spaced.
He tried to do an Ant-Man movie and they didn't let him.
Yeah,
which
they thought it'd be too good.
Exactly. It won't sell toys. Okay. The movie was good.
I don't know. They sold toys for the friggin' Batman movies that just came out. Imagine an Ant-Man movie more violent.
I don't even think it would have been violent because I think it would have been Hank Pym Ant-Man set in the 60s. Him doing Cold War stuff. It would have been a spy thriller as opposed to a heist movie.
Yeah.
And I think Marvel went, we can't piss off those Chinese.
Well, Marvel's more needs to be set in the MCU, so you need to write your story to fit into these ones. Last Night in Soho.
So it's about it's about the girl we all fell in love with in high school.
Finding out what they were really like.
Yeah. The timid, well put together seemingly, very
confident,
interesting, artistic, free spirit girl. I don't know if you hung around in the art. Did you do art in high school?
Yeah.
See, when you do art in high school, you run into this girl.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with her because obvious.
Now you talk about Anna Taylor-Joy or the other girl?
Thomasin.
All right.
I'm talking about the main character, Eloise. Okay. She makes her own clothes. She's super confident. She's super pretty. She's got the sweetest, mousiest little voice. And not only do you fall in love with this chick, but you want to protect her. You know? Instantly, as soon as you meet her, you're like, I get why men build walls. You know what I mean? I get it. I got to keep her away from danger.
See, I got kind of the opposite. I feel like she wasn't very secure about anything.
Which is why you build the wall.
Yeah. I don't know, because I feel like this movie was her coming at the end of it being like, I am who I am. I don't need to pretend.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, she goes through her fucking Ghostbusters.
I'll call that a hero fate.
Ghostbusters meets Inception.
No, I will subtitle this movie The Shining 3.
Yeah, it's Ghostbusters meets The Shining meets Inception. Yeah. It's a bananas movie, written, directed, and the screenplay all by. This is an Edgar Wright film through and through. There's a really cool making of short 25-minute documentary on YouTube. I suggest everyone watches because a lot of the effects seem digital, but they are practical.
Camera tricks.
Within reason. Obviously, the ghosts are CGI, but the dance scene is all practical.
Kind of wish the ghosts were practical,
but it wouldn't have worked with because they were doing the Silent Hill kind of ghost. Not Deadly Premonition. What's the one with the photographs?
One, with the kids in Dawson's Creek
with the Oculus. The camera obscura. It's a Japanese video game where you take photos of ghosts and you get scored off the ghost photos.
No,
you have no idea what I'm talking about. Not Deadly Premonition.
They're talking about the movie.
No, they do. They do behave like the ghosts in Deadly Premonition. You have no idea what I'm talking about because you don't play video games. But they're kind of like the Alan Wake Deadly Premonition ghosts.
That's cool.
A little bit like Jacob's Ladder, too, with the constant head movement. Yeah.
That's cool.
You've never seen Jacob's Ladder either, huh?
God! Yeah, I know what ghosts are because they do that in a lot of movies.
Yeah, but it started maybe with Ju-on.
You on? Yeah.
The Grudge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. God damn, this movie is just like a jerk off fest of the 60s in the best way. London in the 60s looks like such a fun place.
Yeah. Now, did they recreate like the whole sets and everything?
I feel like they
or
did.
Was it a lot of it CGI?
The documentary I watched didn't really go into it, so I'm gonna assume they didn't go into the autistic detail that Quentin Tarantino did.
Yeah.
I assume a lot of it is green screen, but the detail they did go into, where they had like the period accurate advertisements and the period accurate cars. The dude was driving a Triumph. You have no idea what that is, but yeah, it was cool.
I feel like most of the sets they had like the front door, like the front of the building and everything, and then everything in the background was just.
Definitely the front.
I feel like anything they interacted with,
anything on the
CGI.
street was real.
Yeah.
Everything inside a building was probably a soundstage.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Tarantino went to the retarded detail of, you have shit from the 60s. Fucking, I don't care what product's on the shelf, make it from the 60s, you know? And he made every shop in like a fucking 4-block radius be in the 60s, and he didn't let anyone in there except for his extras. But Tarantino's allowed to do that. It's fucking Quentin Tarantino.
Edgar Wright's got at least 5 more years before he can do that.
I honestly think he's on his way.
Yeah.
I would give him less than 5 years. Between, if you think
5
about
years, probably 2 movies for him.
Think about it. He gave us Shaun of the Dead, arguably his first best.
Arguably one of the best zombie movies ever made.
I would argue it is the best. I'm a fan of Night, and I'm a fan of Dawn. I'm a fan of the original Dawn and the remake, but there's something about Shaun of the Dead where it's just charming.
Yeah.
He gave us that. Then he gave us
Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz, I think, which up until now I think was his best movie. Then he gave us Baby Driver. I'm skipping ahead a bit, but I'm trying to establish genres. And then he gave us Soho. So he's given us a zombie movie, a cop movie.
They did an alien apocalypse movie with World's End.
Yeah, but
that was an alien movie.
That script was stolen. So he gave us a zombie movie, a cop movie, a heist movie, and then he gives us a murder ghost movie.
Super thriller horror.
So what I'm saying is, if he keeps this up, I guess his next... No, because all of his movies have romance in them. I guess his next...
Did Hot Fuzz ever... Hot Fuzz didn't have a romance.
It was a man in love with the law.
Shut up.
And Nick Frost was totally in love with Simon Pegg's character. That was a romance movie. Remember when they put on sunglasses and Nick Frost was like... Oh! And they're like buddies. Remember when we had the moment where they reunite over being cops together?
I'm gonna pull you. Why can't 2 guys just do stuff together without it being romantic or anything?
Because Nick Frost's character made it a romance. It's love. Okay, love doesn't have to be sexual, is what I'm saying. Nick Frost learned to love the small town life, Simon Pegg learned to love the small town life because Nick Frost loved big city action, and they met in the middle, you know? And they do what all married couples do, settle.
Super cop, the cop that can't stop.
Yeah. He even does the Point Break, you know?
Oh, this movie didn't have
any
humor,
humor,
though.
There was some humor, but this movie was heavy.
Yeah.
This was not a sit down and laugh.
That's like, normally we just sit down, before every review, we sit down, put the movie on, just watch it with the lights on. This one, I'm like, turn the lights off. This is gonna be
what did I say? What did I say straight off the bat? I was like, Chad, this is one of them visual movies. So you gotta pay attention because some crazy shit's about to happen.
Turn the subtitles off for my blind, deaf ass.
We had the volume up really loud up until the first music scene.
Yeah, they fucking pumped.
But I'm glad that the music was like way louder because that's how clubs are.
He did a great, he always does visuals good, but the way he did the lighting and all the sound effects with the music in this was amazing. That first scene when she's in the apartment, you have the
red, the white, and the blue strobing to the beat.
Yeah.
Which is how you endorse hypnosis, is flashing lights to a beat. Which is, up until the hickey scene, I thought it was all in her head.
Yeah.
But then when she wakes up with a hickey, it's like, oh, this is real, you know, like, oh, the past is affecting you, and then remember when he tries whoring out Sandy, and then Sandy shoves him off and goes, "Leave her alone," and it cuts to Eloise for a split second in Sandy's makeup, and then it cuts back to Sandy.
And there's even the scene when she like dies on top of him and grabs him
through the mirror.
Then she just wakes up.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird movie because they throw this character in where it's like The Shining. She could see the ghost and everything, but they don't develop it.
The only
like,
ghost
at the beginning,
the only ghost she
just
sees,
have like one little throwaway conversation with the grandmother,
where you know how you get is basically, and
Yeah.
and she sees ghosts, but the only ghost she sees is her mom, and her mom is always there. Like the first scene you see her dead mom, she goes, "Good news," you know. So she has a really positive relationship with this ghost.
And what the old lady say, or the bartender say, I like you brought it up. You like how they
I
dealt with
love
ghosts
that
and everything.
description. She was like, so the whole idea is like every room's haunted, whether you want it to or not. It depends on the kind of spirit you want. The bartender says, I'd like to think these walls are soaked with good times because copper, robber, doesn't matter. I've seen everyone come in here and laugh. You know? And I was like, that's a really good way at looking haunting.
And we should have gotten something after she said that, seeing the house full of all the...
But she was already broken at that point. Remember, she didn't want to go home and sleep because she was
but she was
out.
being followed and saw the people in the room before that.
Right, but was she being followed? Because the whole thing is her family has a history of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm glad they didn't go she has schizophrenia route.
If they had gone she has the schizophrenia route with the way Edgar Wright had shot it, I'd be like, earned.
Yeah.
Earned. You know?
I like how they kept it fantastical, though.
Oh, I love the fact that they were like, nope, this is a fucking movie. Like, this is going to be magic. Fuck you. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
Doesn't need to be grounded.
Yeah. But it was grounded, though. It was a grounded film. Like, she had a real life with real characters. Jostica is you incarnate.
You're so stupid.
Like, every time Jessica was on screen, I was like, that's my buddy Chad.
It's nothing like...
Explain Jostica.
She's like a rich, stuck-up little bitch who makes fun of the girl for being... She wore her own clothes. She made her own clothes. And
Which, by the way, her clothes were fucking awesome.
Yeah. But she was calling her pretentious, being like, she wore her own clothes for the first day.
But her explanation is, I live in the country and I make my own clothes. You know,
She's like, I don't have designer clothes.
I can't afford them, so I just make what I think looks cool. And I'd be like, I love you. We're going to get married. I will murder anyone that talks down to you. Dude, how about the beta male ass boyfriend?
Yeah, he was a little annoying.
Every scene. Do you need to talk about it?
Yeah.
Do you need to talk? Hold on. Do you need...
I wanted one scene where he's like, what is going on?
Like...
Because I don't care who you are. You're going to have that one. Even if you're going to stick with her, you need to have the scene where you're going, what the fuck is happening?
I'm a heterosexual male. Heterosexual. And if a chick every 5 minutes, every time I'm having a bad time goes, do you want to talk about it? I'd be like, get the fuck out of my life. Like, no, dude, like maybe 1 or 2 times when I'm really feeling bad, that's okay. But like, if I'm like, and you're like, hey, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Like, go away, you fucking manipulator. Like, that's obviously what he was doing. He was, I thought he was going to parallel Jack. Where remember at the beginning of the movie, Jack is like this guy who's like he's beating up dudes.
I'm actually surprised they didn't do that.
I think they wanted to, but then I think
they were like
someone higher up stepped up and was like, "This chick needs a win.
Yeah.
You know, she needs a win. We can't let her have nothing but bad times." But it's like the best movies are when the main character has nothing but a bad time.
Yeah. So what did you think about the costumes and all that stuff?
The pink dress that Anya Taylor-Joy and the newspaper dress that Eloise wears.
That was a cool dress.
The newspaper one?
Mm. You like it?
It just looked like it would rip super, super easy.
Yeah.
So I don't see the practicality of it. The pink dress that Sandy's wearing, again, like I like the slip, but the...
Poofy?
What do you call them? Blouse, I guess you would call it, was a little much.
Yeah. To the newspaper dress credit, I think that was more of an outline of a dress than she would probably fabric over it.
Yeah, she probably would have made something better. I like that she wore her own clothes.
Yeah.
Because, like, the you character, the Jostica character, she's wearing like Adidas track pants and like a leather coat, and she's like, "This is so and so." Before she sold out, who are you wearing? And she's like, "Oh, I made it myself." You know, I liked that. I was like, "Love you, love you." Let's talk about the cop for a couple minutes. Let's talk about Leslie, the oldest, scummiest man at the bar.
Was he scummy? Or was he
No, he was the fucking hero. Oh, I love the set. I saw the bait and switch coming from a mile away, but I was still like,
What, of him not being Jack?
yeah,
Yeah.
but I was still upset that it was real. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, it's the silly thing. Like, there's one part where Jack just starts pretty much whoring her out.
it wasn't one thing. It was the very first audition. You saw it.
Yeah, the
coming.
first audition, they have her sing, and the guy's like, "So she can sing."
By the way, that is her real voice when she's singing.
Yeah, she has a great
downtown,
old timey voice.
She doesn't just have a great old timey. She has a great voice.
Yeah.
She's beautiful and she can sing and she can. So it's like way out of my league. Don't worry, Taylor. I haven't given up. I know where you live. I do. We know where she lives. Been through her trash. Haven't done that joke in a while.
But yes, so they have this one scene where they're just like repeating through men that she's dealing with, and she's just getting drunker and drunker.
Saying different names. I'm Alex. I'm Alexi. I'm Alexa. I'm Lexi.
And the way they do drunk vision in this movie was great.
But it's like four mirrored images rotating and then going back, and then they start to even out and then they go back again, just like real drunk vision.
But one of the guys is talking to her, being like, "You're too good for here." Blah blah blah.
What's your name? And she goes, Lex. What's your real name? You don't care. Come on. And Sandy, and he goes, You're too good for this. What are you, a cop? You know? And he goes,
Well, we don't hear her say, "What are you, a cop?" until the flashback scene, right?
No, she says it in the initial scene, but
Oh, does she?
keep in mind, a lot of these flashback scenes are repeats of scenes that happened earlier in the movie, but it's happening so quick, you're not paying attention to it because you're watching Sandy's whirlwind to the top, and then you realize, oh God, she was just...
I would hate to try to be like a female performer back in the 60s.
I would hate to be a female performer at any point in time.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to be a woman. They're so shitty. No,
Fuck.
no, I understand the plight of the female. It sucks that you guys can't physically defend yourselves. Now, there are outliers, obviously, but on average, and I'm in the same boat as most women. I'm built like a chick. I can't fight my way out of a lot of situations, so I get the plight of women. Yeah. Like, you can probably punch your way out of most situations. Yeah. Like, if a dude holds you down and tries to rape you, you're probably going to fight him off. Dude tries to hold me down and rape me, probably not going to fight him out. Dude holds down a regular chick and tries to rape her, probably not going to fight her off. So I'm in that boat. I get it, women, so you can't get fucking mad at me. However, I got a man brain, so I'm smarter. But yeah, no, it's just, it sucks. Like, how many women, like my dad, cop, right? He's watching the story of Sandy, and he's like, I've seen this 100 times. Like, straight up, he just let that out casually during the film, and it's like, oh God, what did... Like, because he knows real world shit. And he's like, I've seen this 100 times. You know?
It was really sad, too. Like, during the movie, the older version of Leslie, which is the cop, sees her after
He's such a creep, though, but he's an old world creep, and it's not his fault.
I don't even think he was creepy. I
Yeah,
just think that...
I know all the girls in this town, you know. Oh, I'm a bit of a ladies' man still, you know. Like, he's being like a 60s heartthrob, but it doesn't work nowadays, especially after the taxi cab scene.
Yeah, that was pretty disturbing. Being in a movie where when she gets to London, she's in a taxi cab, and all of a sudden the guy's like, "Oh, you never know.
You a model?
I might be a first stalker.
Are you a model? No, you got the legs for it." And she's like, "Ooh."
Yeah.
But again, the taxi cab driver literally could just be saying words to say words. Yeah. You know, he's not even thinking about what he's saying. He's just saying it. And then he realizes it and he's like, "Oh, so all the girls live there?" And then retard again goes, "Well, I guess it'll be, shit." You know, I think what he was trying, Now there's two sides to this argument. Either he's saying I'm going to be a pervert and creep on you, or I'm going to be here to protect you. Because if all you girls are here, you're going to need a big old tough cabbie, to like stand guard. It could have gone either way.
Yeah, I think they were going more
for the creep factor, but we were watching it from her point of view.
Yeah.
So she was creeped out by him. We're creeped out by him. She hides in a shop.
It's also the camera movement, putting it up to the mirror where you see his eyes.
All you see is just his eyes
staring,
and he's looking up. No, he looks up, but he's mainly focusing on the road.
Yeah,
which is why I think he's just looking at the road and talking and not thinking about what he's saying. Also, when she's in the shop and she looks over, he's not looking at the shop. He's looking behind him, right? And then he sits back down. He's like, you know what I mean? Like he's not like staring at the shop intently to see if she comes out. He's kind of like looking around, like what's.
Yeah, I definitely think paranoia played a big role for her.
Paranoia is a huge thing about this film.
Yeah,
like her psychotic breaks.
They were good.
Well, what's your favorite? Which one was your favorite?
The library.
The library one was really good. You almost got it. Like you deserve to get stabbed in the face with a pair of scissors in that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're Jostica.
I'm not Jostica.
Or Joe Costa.
I'm not a piece of shit. Thanks.
See, I read Hank Pym makes Ultron, who makes Jostica. That's the way I always read it. But in this movie, they call her Joe Costa. I always read it as Jostica. I'm just throwing that out there.
No, but
bring up an image of Jostica. It's Marvel Comics. She's actually integral to the Hank Pym story.
But in the library scene, it's cool because that's the scene when all the freaking ghosts are just coming for her.
Yeah, she finally decides, hey, maybe I should look up murder. So she's in this romance with Jack, right? Living it vicariously through Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's revealed that Sandy is actually just a burlesque prostitute in some scummy bar. Sandy decides she doesn't want to fuck clients anymore. So Jack pins her to the bed and stabs her to death. Which our main character...
All during this, she has the
gentleman call her the simp. Just call him a simp.
Making out with her on the bed and they're getting ready to go.
He's getting ready to. She's not. She's witnessing a fucking murder. So she screams, "Get off me," and shoves him off. And he goes, "What's wrong? Can we talk about it? What's wrong? Can we talk about it?" Which me, personally, I'd go, "All right, you're going through something." And I would just leave because, like, that's what she wants. She said, "Get off me, get out of here." And I'd be like, "Night, peace." But he stands there and he goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" Like a total simp. And she's screaming, "Get off me, get off me, get off me, get off me." The old lady who she's renting this new place because she leaves the place with Jostica because Jostica's a total fucking whore, like a total cunt.
Yeah, she was roommates with the douchebag girl. Then
she's literally you. Dude, that scene where she's wrapped in the blanket, sleeping in the corner in her own fucking apartment because her bedroom was taken over. Which, by the way, is that how college dorm rooms work? Where you get like a bedroom, like a meeting room, like a really, you have a whole like dining room to yourself?
Yeah, I've been to one before where they had like the area and everything.
So, Simp freaks out when she freaks out, and then he slices his feet on a mirror. That idiot, like he's pulling his pants up and just throws himself into a mirror and breaks it.
The guy is freaking out, trying to put his clothes on fast because the old lady's banging on the door. He's like, shit, she's crying on the floor. This is gonna look bad.
Now, here's my plan. In that situation, Chad...
Jump out the window.
No, in that situation, you know what Chris does? You gotta pause. You have to pause. Because otherwise you're... and you smash a mirror and then you slice your feet up. Like that kid did.
We're gonna make sure you get into a situation like that one day. Well, there's... With the Eloise, right? With the Eloise character, there's a cool scene when she's in the classroom and the teacher's like, "I don't think this is gonna work," and then she pretty much explains exactly how she's like, gonna make the
fabric it'll blow in the wind. That's what I want, and blah blah blah. And then so you think it would look good on you? No. I think it would look good on her. And that's when the art teacher's like, You guys notice that? She's not designing clothes. that would look good on her. She's designing clothes that would look good on you. And then your character, Jostica, gets all pissed off, and it was like, because she just got fucking shown. Like, if a teacher is like, hey, everyone, pay attention to this fucker. Like, that's the ultimate fuck you to the rest of the class. I love that moment. But, you never had it, did you?
What?
That moment where the teacher's like, everyone should pay attention to Chad.
All the time.
Like, she's designing the pink dress based off the 60s stuff, which is kind of like a bell, right? With a slip, and then it has fuzzy stuff. What about when she has the freak out when she starts to destroy her dress? She has the freak out after she witnesses Jack whore her out with the weird, like, marionette burlesque show where, like, I love the way Sandy's character is completely dead face.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah, that was great because, like, then she would have to do, like, the blow and the kiss and, like, do the little smile, then it'd go right back to the deadpan.
Like the butt shake scene, you can just, it's like, it's so good. And nice ass.
No, but the freak out scene when she starts reading her dress, she was in the classroom and she saw one of the ghosts.
Yeah, she was putting the dress on a model to see how it would look on someone. And then she looks away and she looks back and it's Sandy, but it's Sandy covered in blood. So she freaks the fuck out.
Yeah.
And then she runs out of the classroom. Straight to the police, yeah, because she runs down the street and stuff, and then she runs to the police.
And she files a police report for a woman being killed.
And now, what did I say? Believe it or not, if you go to the police and you say, I had a vision, someone was murdered, the police have to take a report. And by law, at least in America, they gotta investigate. Because believe it or not, sometimes murders get solved by visions. It's fucked up. It doesn't make any sense. But there's a reason sometimes on cold case, cops will take psychics. Who knows,
It happens a lot more than you think.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it happens a lot more than you think. What do you think about the ghost helping her at the end? Wasn't that a cool twist?
Well, the cool thing about the ghost is the whole movie, it looks like, obviously,
the ghosts are attacking her, yeah.
But it's just like them pleading for her for help, being like, you can see us, you know what's happening, help us.
Just put us to rest, is what they're asking.
Because, what did Jack say at the end? The ghost Jack.
You wanted this, remember? Smack.
And then you had the other ghost just being like, help us.
Please.
We can't.
Kill her.
And they couldn't rest until she was punished.
The big reveal. The knife cut on the hand.
Yeah.
And drink your tea.
The beginning of that scene, the way they had them both sitting there, I'm like, shit.
The best part is, so I watched it with my parents because that's who I watch movies with, because my dad's a retard, but my mom's an artist, So I get, like, when I watch John Wick with my dad, I'm like, is this real? And my dad's like, fucking 100%. If you actually know what you're doing, yes, this is 100% real. And then I'll watch, like, artsy-fartsy shit with my mom, and she can give me, like, perspective, like, oh, this is this painter, this is this musician. So I get, like, the cool mid-ground. When we sat down and we watched it with the old lady, my mom goes, oh my God, it's her. And then Bob went, holy fuck, you're right. And then she went, drink your tea. And then I was like, it was like the best. The whole movie kept the three of us, like, Sherry was 100% sure that the old man was Jack. I went, the old man's the cop. And then Bob was going, old man's a red herring.
I thought I would have went more Bob's way.
Yeah. So, like, the three of us had three different points in the movie, and then it all comes down to the end. And all three of us were like, saw it coming, but didn't see that coming.
I'm trying to think of something I just straight up predicted. I knew obviously she was going to get murdered, something bad was going to happen.
I thought Sandy would die. I didn't see Sandy surviving. I honestly didn't see that being a thing.
Yeah, I thought she was going to be totally dead.
I didn't see Sandy hiding the bodies in the apartment either.
Yeah.
That was a fucking wild reveal.
Now the whole building is burning down.
Which is why she was like, you have to plug the drains up because the smell. and stuff like that, you know, and like remember when she was like, if he had stayed a second longer, I would have killed him, when she was talking about the
Yeah.
boyfriend and stuff. No men after 8, you know. I kind of got the vibe with the girls sign with the man walking down when she was having her vision.
Yeah.
But I was like, but she said, I thought she was, remember when she's running away from Jack and she runs into those 2 prostitutes and she turns around and she sees the seamstress who points like that. I
Yeah.
thought that was the old lady. Because the old lady said she worked from her way from the bottom to the top. But now that I think about it, the seamstress, her gram was a seamstress.
That'd be crazy.
Maybe that's the whole connection, is this entire family, Jack, Sandy, the whorehouse, everything, it's all connected. That's why the mom killed herself. Because she had visions like Eloise.
I feel like the visions, the mother did have the visions, but I don't think it was the same circumstances.
Not as powerful as Eloise, not as in control.
Probably just as powerful,
just not as in control.
Yeah, she didn't have like the moment of like clarity where at the end she saw.
I like how every time you're looking at Sandy, every reflection, no matter what, is Eloise. I thought that was really.
Oh God, I gotta watch it. I want to see how they filmed
Dude, it's really well done.
Because I feel like the way they did it is
You ever see the La La Land footage where the cameraman is and then he 180s?
No, I know that.
It's like that, but as opposed to the cameraman being the one that turns, it's the actors. So the camera is pretty much stationary, and the actors are the one doing the motion.
See, a lot of stuff, the mirror stuff is crazy too, because I feel like
it was just a single pane of glass.
They had the staircase going up, and then they had the other actress standing on the other side. But behind that, they had like the whole. Ballroom. That was supposed to be what was right there.
I think the scene where Sandy sits down with a gentleman, and you have the mirror here. I think that's this. It's a window.
But they just mirrored what the bill of the room.
I don't even think so. I think so. If me and you are here, windows here. I think here, this way is black, and they're filming this direction at the set. Yeah. I don't think anything was mirrored. I think that's the set. I think those are extras dancing in the background with Eloise.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a window in back of where she was sitting. That's where the actual thing is.
Yeah, Edgar Wright did a really good job shooting this film. He did. His screenplay was awesome. His script was awesome. His story was awesome. His directing was awesome. Again, Edgar Wright knocks it out of the fucking park.
It shows that you can do more than just green screen. You can do more than just crazy action stuff.
Okay, let's talk about the downsides. I didn't see a purple guy. I didn't see any blue lasers.
No, because the cool thing about this is the ending turned into like a full horror.
It was a full horror movie the whole time, but you didn't realize it.
Well, it started out as a psychological thriller, turned into a slasher horror.
Psychological thriller is horror. Being psychologically thrilled is horror. This movie started off as kind of you ever see Raw?
No.
You ever see? Okay, this movie started off as a Studio A24 film, right? Where it's like super pretentious about like a young person going to an art college.
Yeah.
Like a lot of A24 films go. And then the ghosts start happening, and you're like, all right, whatever, ghosts, whatever. And then it just goes off the rails, like in a good way.
It reminds me of Crimson Peak a little bit.
I never saw that.
It was good.
I remember Brooke bought it from Walmart for $4, and then the next day she went, I regret spending $4.
It was good.
That's the people that live on the house on the hill and there's incest or whatever.
It's a story set back in like olden times. We'll watch it. Guillermo. Why can't I ever say his first name? Guillermo del Toro made it.
The problem with Guillermo del Toro is flip a coin. You know what I mean?
It's really good. The problem people have with that movie was it was advertised as a horror movie, but it's more of like a gothic love story.
I don't care about love stories. This movie kind of reminded me. What's the Guillermo del Toro movie where the girl falls in love with a fish?
Oh, what the fuck?
not Life Aquatic. But you know,
That'd be a weird sequel to that movie.
still haven't seen it. It's the one Wes Anderson I haven't seen.
It's fine.
That's exactly why I haven't seen it. Shape of Water.
Shape of Water.
It kind of reminds me of A Shape of Water, in terms of like the mousy girl dealing with problems,
Yeah.
and then finds true love with a simp, I guess.
Yeah, Fish Boy probably was pretty.
He simped hard. I would compare this to. I think this is my favorite movie of this year. I can't think of another movie.
Yeah, I do want to do a video on the movies that came out this year and say if anyone.
Like you jerked off 13 times to Shang-Chi and you sent me footage.
It's a good movie.
Is it better than this?
No.
Okay, so it's not.
It's a different type of movie.
If this is a 5 out of 10, 5 out of 10. We're just saying, if this is 5 out of 10, where's Shang-Chi?
Like a 2.53.
That's pathetic.
I give this like a 9.5.
I would give this.
I give Shang-Chi probably like an 8.
The only flaws I think I can find in this movie are the middle dragged on a wee bit.
The figuring everything out scenes.
Because as an audience, we figured it out right away. Not right away, but we figured it out before the main character. But that's okay. It took a little long for her to get to a library and start doing her own investigation. I would honestly, those are just personal things. That's me thinking in the movie, that you can't attribute that to her. In terms of cinematography, color work, camera work, fucking audio.
Yeah, if we're gonna nitpick, the CGI was a little wonky with the body, like the dead people. I didn't like
for this year. 10 out of 10.
Can't give it a 9.5.
I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 10 out of 10 for this year.
Yeah, for this year. Yeah,
I think this is the best film this year. I can't think of another.
Yeah, I gotta look at the list of movies.
Pig is the only competitor I can.
I still haven't seen Pig.
Well, I guess I know what we're watching tomorrow or Monday.
But yeah, Edgar Wright does it again.
Again,
the acting is great in this movie. The
amazing.
Cinematography, the soundtrack.
I really want this Thomason chick to fucking excel. She was fantastic.
Yeah.
The way she, like, remember when she was hiding next to the bed, just looking and like shaking, like she.
Well, I feel like that beginning scene is perfect
for her personality.
Showing like,
remember, you don't know what it's like in the big city. I'm scrappier than I look. And then she gets to the big city and realizes nobody's scrappier than the big city. You gotta be a fucking monster to survive in a city.
Yeah, definitely surprised me. I didn't think it was gonna go that dark. Because it's Edgar Wright.
Hey, you know what's fun about Chris? He never suggests a movie unless it's dark. Every movie Chris suggests has that one depression. You know? That one little barb.
Yeah, but I think the only negatives I would think is the CGI hands coming over the girl. Like, it looked kind of bad.
But you can't complain.
It doesn't really throw you out of the movie because the acting and everything.
You can't complain about computer generated images.
No.
Because it's like, when it comes to movies, like if it was an animated film, by all means complain about that hand. But this isn't about the animation. This is about her performance, the script, the soundtrack, and the cinematography.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was taking you out the scenes bad.
I'm saying like her performance, the script, the cinematography, and the music. Perfect.
I said the only nitpicking thing.
I wouldn't say perfect. I give this a 99.9. I'm sure there's something I can find that I hated. But I watched this movie on a whim. Like, just on a whim. I fucking need a movie to watch. I put it on, I sat down, I watched it. And then I sat there and I was like, holy fuck, this was a good movie. You know what I mean? When you realize you watched a good movie?
Edgar Wright is probably the best director we have going now.
And I keep drawing parallels to Tarantino. in the sense that him and Tarantino seem to be doing exactly what they want to do.
Well, the thing I can compare to Tarantino is they make their movies.
Yeah, and they don't give a
he left Marvel because he didn't want to make a fucking Marvel movie. He wanted to make an
Well,
Ant-Man
yeah,
movie.
he tried to make an Ant-Man movie and they wouldn't let him.
Mm.
So then they took half of the Ant-Man script and gave it to Whedon.
It was some other guy, I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
Taika Waititi.
Waititi's great. Fuck you.
Anyway, that's my wife. I'm gonna marry her.
Restraining order coming soon.
Sorry, Taylor.